Good evening. We are now going to start the regular town board meeting for the town of Forestville, Monday, November 17th, 2025 at the Forestville Town Hall. The time is 7:03 p.m. Roll call.
Kevin Gillett,
Here.
Lauren Peter,
Here.
David Salmon,
Here.
Dina Schmidt, here, Lori Huber,
Present.
Jason Klavach,
I'm here.
Sharon is here, and Teresa Plath. Here.
All right. Thank you. Can we do the pledge of allegiance, please?
Monica.
Oh, present online.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Verification of public notice.
Our major was posted on the website at our town hall and in the clerk's office.
And thank you. Agenda presentation. Does anybody see anything on the agenda that needs to be looked at? If not, I'm looking for a motion to accept it. Also move. I second it. All right, I have a motion from Lauren to accept the agenda as presented, and second by David. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Approval of meeting minutes from October 20th and November 12th meeting. I believe these were emailed, so.
Teresa, under public comments and town board response, second page, backside. When Monica Nelson spoke, she urged the town board, not argued the town board.
Where's Instagram?
Third line down, kind of in the middle.
She urged.
She urged, not argued.
Oh, I'm still urged. You are,
You are. Yep, change the A to a U.
okay, got it.
Right, Monica?
Well, actually, it's just URG.
Thank you, Lauren. Right,
You
that
are-
is correct. That is correct.
Urge the town boards and just over to the width.
Other than that, I didn't see any changes or someone else does. Or any,
Okay. Now I'll look for a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the meetings.
second meeting was president.
I so moved.
I'll second that. I have a motion from David to accept the meeting minutes from October 20th and November 12th meeting, and a second by Lauren. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Now we are looking to adopt the budget for 2026 that we had just gone through.
Back to the discussion previously, I moved to adopt the 2026 budget as stated.
Second,
All right, I have a motion to adopt the budget for 2026 as stated. And a second from Lauren. All in favor? Aye.
I,
Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. The treasurer's financial report.
Yeah. In the town checking, we have $610.53. The money market, we have $100,436.10. Broadband, we have $15,650. The CD for the fire department is $143,532.90. The cemetery account is $15,483.65. And the LGIP is $276,083.26. Park improvements is $500, and a WPS extra escrow is $2,100. We have no. We have no, yeah, but are receiving them. Right. Receiving. Fine. So Teresa wrote two checks. In between me putting the money in, transferring the money to, and printing out the paperwork.
Sure.
So I will have to probably put another $500 back in from the savings to the checking. To keep, so when the public service and everything comes out, there's nothing.
Okay. How about the credit card?
Alright,
How about the credit
the
card?
credit card's in here, it's paid.
All right,
You have to. Well, it's in here to be paid, like on a 20
right.
after here, so if you don't
So do
agree.
you have an idea what you're looking to transfer or no?
500,
$500.
yeah, $500.
My credit card was like $78, was like.
Yeah, it's in there. Oh, it might not be in there, cause
Oh, I see.
I think it's like one of these for like the 21st or something.
Yeah.
In case something would happen with. Also.
Okay, now I see the part of income and expense transfer.
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah, okay.
yep.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
A second.
All right, I have a motion from Lauren to accept the treasurer's report and a second by David. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Next item. We have Jeb to explain why Kevin and Lauren don't have a blue sign.
Oh, and I had to see that.
But all my other neighbors got one.
I got a flag.
Well, first off, thank you guys for having me tonight. My name is Jeff Salins. I'm the Director of Emergency Management for North County. So we have been busy putting up blue signs. And why are we putting up blue signs? Because of this. Because it's really hard to read this in the middle of the night and trying to find where you're going. So we started this process in August of putting up these new blue signs. We started first in the town of Sturgeon Bay and then came south to Claybanks, Union, Brussels, Forestville. Now we're currently working in Gardner's. Best way to kind of explain it is we're working in phases. So the first phase has been complete for the town of Forestville. We've came through and identified all the posts that we can reuse. So the people who do get new blue signs, we basically went through and said, okay, these posts that are here meet the criteria. And so when we look at those criteria, is that post within 20 feet of the driveway? Does it look good? You know, is it going to hold up over time? If it's crooked, if it's, quarter mile down the road, sitting out in the field, and it's not by a driveway, we're gonna replace it. If it's not 3 feet above the road, we're gonna replace it. So when we say replace it, what we do is the crews are out there with iPads. So they will literally go to the spot where they want to put the new post and drop a little dot there. It grabs the GPS, grabs the coordinates, everything like that. So tomorrow when I sit down with the utilities from Digger's Hotline, I can give them all that information. They'll put a white flag in the ground of where that new post is going to be. So fortunately, we can't, we're gonna put a new post in, we have to call diggers, right? They're gonna have to come out and mark those utilities. We're still currently waiting on a new post, so we're hoping to have those in the next couple of weeks. And then the town of Clay Banks will be the first town that we go through. Weather dependent and post dependent, hoping to get you guys in as soon as possible, but it may be till spring till we kind of get to that phase 2 part of it, where we start putting in new posts. We're not gonna take away your old grain signs until we can put in a new post, just because we want emergency vehicles to be able to find your address, in the meantime. So that's kind of how things are set up right now. So with you had a current post, you'll get you'll get a little bracket. So the little bracket is kind of an L shaped, it attaches to the post and allows us just basically to reuse the post. Cut down on costs, and just allows us to go through this quicker. As we start working through, we're gonna find, not so much with you guys, but as we go north especially, we're gonna find some driveways that are right, so a lot of bedrock, whatnot. We won't know those until we get there, until we actually try pounding in posts in different spots. So if you imagine a driveway, if you're looking in towards the house, we're gonna first try that back right corner of the right of way. That's gonna be our first spot. We're gonna put a post in there if we can. But if the crews determine that it looks better on the left side, just more visibility, they'll put it there as well. If they run into rock or maybe if there's some brush there, they'll try to find a spot elsewhere to put that post. Some people may receive visibility letters. All that is our crews came in and there was a bunch of brush around the sign, right? They'll cut that brush away enough to replace the sign. Once that sign's replaced, they'll mark it visibility. Zach from GIS will probably be sending that letter, the homeowner a letter that says, hey, your sign's been replaced. But it is your responsibility as a homeowner to take care of that brush, right? To make sure that your sign is visible. The nice thing about these signs, is the old ones were like this. So when trees grew up, they got covered pretty quickly, right? The new signs stick out. Driving here tonight, you can see these things from quarter, half a mile away. It is really nice. As someone who's drove fire trucks and ambulances, these green signs are hard to see at night. These blue signs make it a lot easier for emergency vehicles. One of the new things you'll notice about the sign is it won't have Forestville in here anymore. That was just a cost saving mechanism, smaller sign, less money to spend on each sign, right? So it was something that this project has been in the works for a very long time, as you probably know. County board has kicked it around, it's gone to different departments, they gave it to me and said, get it done. So we're moving through here fast, pretty quick to get things done. We do make some mistakes, things will come up, someone has wrote saved on the back of their sign. We will try to leave that at their house, at their post, and that they can have that sign. Every once in a while, they do end up in a recycling bin in our shop. We go through those every once in a while just to see if we missed anything and then try to get that back out to the residents. But if you guys are hearing about anything, please let me know. Right, I'm more than happy to be the first one that says, hey, we screwed up, and let us correct our mistakes. And I will work with that homeowner or resident directly to make sure that we answer any questions or solve anything. Cause a lot of times it's those questions, right? Well, you guys forgot about me, right? Everyone else, my neighbors have these nice blue signs, you guys forgot about me. It's not necessarily the case, right? We've identified, okay, you might need a new post or we need to relocate it. We have to call diggers. It's a process, right? So simple explanations like that just lets everyone know where we're at with the process. And I'm more than happy to keep those lines of communication open. So we're done with the first phase. All the blue signs that are currently up now is what we've determined that, okay, we're good with. The next process will be coming in and redoing the posts. So I'll let you guys know ahead of time, hey, we're gonna start going out and replacing posts. Hopefully, once we're done with that, we won't have to revisit you guys for any bedrock or anything else like that. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Is there any questions from you guys that you've heard, or do you have yourselves?
Yeah, quick question. You said 3 feet above the lowest. Just curious, at bottom of the sign, post height, where's that 3 feet measured?
So, yeah, there's some signs that are in the ditch, right? And if they're not 3 feet above that driveway,
Bottom of the sign or the?
bottom of the sign above the driveway, we're gonna pull it.
Right.
So when we come back, we're gonna go off the ordinance. The ordinance says 4.5 to 5 feet, back right corner, within 20 feet of the driveway.
4.5 feet high?
Yeah,
Oh, well, cause just on mine, for example, and the post that was put in was kind of loose and, there's tree roots right was put in. Couldn't get in deep enough, so it was loose. So I took it off, anchored it to the tree, nicely, perfectly on the tree, you see it better and whatever. But I might need to raise it up. So where's that 3, how high should it be?
yeah, so
And is it okay on a tree? It was,
if it's on a tree.
the post was right next to the tree. It's the same spot.
If it's on a tree, we're gonna put in a new post. It's going to be on a metal post. So a lot of times people have taken them, either put them on trees, put them on mailboxes, put them on a wooden post.
Right.
In those cases, we will come back, put in a metal post. Try to do it the right backside of your driveway, but wherever we can kind of get that post in. Because of tree roots, rocks, whatever else, and make sure it's visible, but yeah, we will be replacing it with a metal post. Okay.
So when I gave you that email tonight, I was in error when I told that individual that it was under the auspices of the highway department, city of your emergency management.
Yeah, and I'll reach out to that person and explain, the process, how we're going through it, that we will get back to their address. But obviously, you guys are the eyes and ears of your community, so if there's anything that is coming up, I'd rather know about it beforehand, so would you. But yeah, we're pretty, I dropped off the sign tonight on Carnot, because they accidentally took it and we found it in the shop and wanted to get it back.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah,
Someone contacted me if they could get their sign back, because they did not write save.
Yeah.
On it, writing card, basically.
yeah, so the one in Carnot, that actually went to recycling, but I found her one digit off, so.
Harry?
7284, so she's gonna have to do a little bit of spray painting. Went through a bin twice for that sign, but.
And then secondly, I've been hearing, and I've also been seeing the new signs that are on original posts, which are like this.
Well, that's what I.
Yeah,
Why don't they pull that post out and stick it in straight?
so a couple things with that,
Kind of looks like,
yeah. Let us know about those posts that are really bad, because we will go back and replace those.
I mean, the post isn't bent, they're just at an angle,
Yeah,
so they're just replacing
and so.
the crew you have hired.
Yep, when it comes to posts being bent, what we're trying to do is basically less than 20 degrees. It is what we've said, if there's a slight bend, okay, still use it, but if it looks bad, let us know, right? I'm more than happy to have a crew go out there, replace it when we do get new posts and just make sure that it looks right, so.
The post is just at an angle.
Yep, sometimes what we've found out there is it's pretty hard to straighten out a post when it's still on the ground. It's almost one of those things where we do have to pull it out and then put it back in, so.
So why isn't that being done?
Just because, and anytime we do have,
It'd be nice, with all brand new signs, it'd be nice if they're all, basically,
yes,
Straight.
straight perpendicular.
yes, no, I agree, and we are definitely trying for that. Some posts do get missed, like I said, so, like I said, please let me know if there's any posts out there, and we'd be more than happy to go back there and correct this.
And this is all on the county's dime?
It is.
Number to get in touch with you for people who ask for
Yeah, I have some business cards. I'll give each one of you guys tonight before I leave.
Mike was asking the question, how far from the road will the sign be?
It will be on your driveway, unless you have a driveway that goes off the road. But we're gonna put it pretty close to where your driveway is. That way emergency vehicles can find it. The highway department, we are flagging roads that need summary signs. And that's something that the highway department is gonna come back and later and do, is put in summary signs. But basically,
What's the summary?
Summary sign is, let's say, I'm on Lakeview, Forest Parkway, right? And there's 3 houses down there. Maybe it's an easement where there's 3 different ones. At the beginning of that road, you have a sign that says, what, 101 to 108, you know? And then that will let emergency vehicles know, okay, these 3 houses are down this road. So it's just a summary sign of what address.
Right, it's more like a private road probably.
Oh, yeah, a lot of times, yes. So,
May I ask a question, please?
That's Monica.
yes,
Okay, 2 things actually. The flag for where you're going to put the post on our property is right on our driveway or right next to our driveway. I am concerned that if we do get any amount of snow, especially wet, heavy snow, that when the snow plows go by so fast, it's going to be covered up with snow. Because our mailboxes are totally covered and they are a bit closer to the road than this is, but that's one concern. Concern number 2 is that we actually have 3 properties at where the sign is, but there is only 1 residence. So will there be 3 numbers again, or just our primary number?
to answer your first question, we do try to put it off enough of the highway to keep it out of the snowplow. As far as the spray from the snowplow, you know, they might get covered up for a little bit, but you know, they will hopefully not be within the spray and not be obstructed for too long. To answer your second question about the 3 properties. Now, is the 3 properties all have homes on them, or is there just 3 separate pieces of land with 1 house on it?
1 residence.
Okay, so there are some cases where individual land spots do have a sign. Because that homeowner or that landowner has gotten that from, the GIS department beforehand, right? So right now, we are just replacing all the signs that are currently out there.
So Monica, did you have 3 signs before?
We had 3 numbers on one larger sign than an individual sign would be, but they're all together. Consecutive numbers,
So,
odd numbers, excuse me.
yeah. So if there was 3 signs already for your property, you'll get 3 signs.
But she's
Okay.
saying 1 sign with 3 numbers on it. Is that how I
That's-
understood?
That's correct, Kevin. It's just a larger square sign, and it has the 3 numbers on it, similar to, I suppose, what Lauren or Larry were asking about properties like 3 residences down a dead end road or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a summary sign.
No.
No, we don't. We don't have a summary sign. It's just 3 numbers, one after the other on one sign. It doesn't say 2 or anything else like that. So unless that's what you call a summary sign, I apologize if I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, so like I said, going out there, we're replacing all the signs that we have on our database. So, you know, if you do have a sign that shows, you know, 3 properties with 3 numbers, we will be replacing those with 3 numbers.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
most
It won't be-
likely,
Yeah, I guess I should have asked this in a different way. You won't have three separate posts. It'll all still be on one post.
So it depends, is what I'll say with that. Not knowing how your driveway is set up or how your road is set up. We will try to put it where that property is. And then sometimes have a summary sign at the beginning of the road, letting know emergency vehicles that there's three different numbers down the road.
Okay. I think I'll have to speak with you individually. Right now, the sign is posted, the current sign is posted on our front lawn. And easy to see straight on, but of course, the whole problem with the old signs is that you had to be in front of it in order to read the sign. So that is sort of the concern, is that this will be legible wherever it is put. And I really don't understand the right on the driveway part, and that's because of the three properties, but we'll live with that.
Yeah, and let's touch base afterwards. I'd be more than happy to kind of go through and make sure that we're getting those numbers in the correct places for you.
Okay.
And making sure that you're happy with everything that we're putting there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, anybody have anything else for Jed?
This time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for
Appreciate
being
it.
This one, yeah, you take your cards. Thank you very much. Not a problem.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next item, public comment. Does anybody have any public comment, Monica?
Yes, just pretty much in general, Kevin, a big thank you to the board and all of the supervisors, and especially our thank you to Larry Huber for the great work he does on the town website. Much more usable than it had been for a while, and easier to navigate. Thanks for all your time, Larry. Really appreciate that.
Oh, hopefully you'll get better.
It's a work in progress.
Right, always. And that's what I love, is that, a very good about helping keep Forestville learning about itself, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else, Monica?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the comments.
You're welcome.
Jason, anything in your world?
We're good.
All right. Then we will move on to the next item, Southern Door Fire Department report and updates.
Real quickly here, our last meeting was November 12th, which was last week Wednesday. The treasurer reported $5,360.21 in the checking account, $224.15 in the money market, $55,743.92 in CD1, $58,214.73 in CD2 for a liquid asset total of $209,543.01. And Teresa has a copy of that report. The fire chief reported 10 fire calls last month and 6 EMR calls. I'll just highlight the ones that they actually ended up going to and didn't get, called off, canceled en route. October 14th at 105 West Main Street in Forestville, apartment 2, an odd odor coming from the hallway closet. No hazardous situation was found at that time, so they really have no idea what it was. It was not CO2 or anything. October 27th, 8202 Horseshoe Lane. They were called for mutual aid to Bug Fire Department. There was a house trailer being dismantled that started on fire. They were canceled shortly after they had set up at the fill site. October 28th, 6822 Gravel Pit Road for a wildland fire. This is the big fire, the 70-acre fire out in Brussels area. They provided an engine, 2 tenders, brush truck, squad, UTV, chief, approximately 70 acres in the swamp burned. The following day, they were called back to help extinguish hot spots. They provided a tender, brush truck, the UTV, and the manpower to finish finish the hot spots. October 30th, County H at Mill Road, car versus semi-traffic accident, perform patient extradition, patient care, traffic control, and roadway cleanup. This is, we're all pretty aware is the County H and Mill Road car and S&S truck accident. And November 1st at 7772 Cherry Lane, a large burn pile fire. Investigated, found materials that should not be in the burn pile, and the fire was extinguished. Like I said, 6 EMR calls. The training in November is hunting stand rescue techniques. Becoming more popular are condo hunting stands, basically, and possibly even, ladder tree stands. So they're gonna practice training on that. The track sprockets on the UTV, they got somewhat damaged from the wildland fire out in Brussels. There was some pretty rough terrain over there that the UTV was gone through, so they've been repaired. Sitting at the fire station are the tires from the UTV, original tires from the UTV that are not heavy enough for use. They're gonna sell them. There are currently a couple firemen at the department that are interested in them. They're trying to get a value of the tires, the original tires. We are getting some second late notices of payments coming. We're trying to streamline a way of getting the EMRs and the firemen to turn in their you call payment sheets or whatever for reimbursement, trying to get that turnover a little quicker.
Don't pay them.
Don't pay them,
Yeah, that'll make them turn reimbursement.
right? Fire prevention was held at Southern Door on October 9th. Open house was October 11th at the station in Forestville. Attendance was fairly low. Weather was cold and raw that day. Firefighters picnic is still July 25th, 2026. Truck 909 was in for repairs. There was an air shift solenoid that wasn't allowed it to go into high gear. That's all fixed. The village got some wrong numbers. The village of Forestville got some wrong numbers for the tax levy. That was corrected, and they now have the right numbers on their they use for their budget. And Teresa's have been asking about the 0.00055. I went through a lot of the past minutes and stuff at the fire department, and I came on this from Ruth. So about how the fire department tax levy is figured. Those are Ruth. So if you look at the very top, it's I forget what year.
You add them up, and then you divide your portion by the amount,
Right.
and then she never told me this part of it.
Yeah, she always figured it out for me, cause I never
Yeah.
figured it out.
She never told me this part.
I haven't come across the official sheet stating that,
Yeah.
0.55, this is from 2024.
She just told me you add them up, you get the total amount of all 3-4 townships. And you take whatever your equalized value is and divide it by that. And I thought that was a percentage that you would use.
So I've come up with that so far. I still haven't come across that document that says,
Nothing, yeah.
right, but that's pretty recent.
Yeah, they did figure it out for us, for the January levy, but then we had to figure it out for the
lottery and the next one, so we make sure we're right.
Yeah.
And go for the. The county was on the first one, but yeah.
Right,
And I give.
State
the
actually.
dollar- I give the
State?
county,
state numbers, right?
I give the county the dollar amount that
Right.
the.
Right.
For tax,
And then an interesting thing is a couple days after the semi tanker and car accident up here on Mill and H, Chief Olson was contacted by a Milwaukee attorney. This Milwaukee attorney wanted to know who responded at the fire department, who was on scene. He is an attorney for his client was involved in the accident. So we're not sure, he wanted he wanted that information. So far, and it was via voicemail. So we've so far not responded, because we're thinking that should come more of an official notice of some sort, like, certified mail maybe. So we haven't responded to him yet, but I did check with our attorney, and we are by law, we will have to give out that information if need be, but it still needs to be done in proper form.
Where? Freedom of information on the list.
So we're not sure if he's an ambulance chaser or what, so, we haven't done nothing of that with that yet. And he did advise not to give out any personal information of the fireman, like who was at the actual accident site or who was directing traffic, not to give out any phone numbers or any other personal information on them, so that's our lawyer. So. We had a guy from Security Lipke Roofing, by the name of Scott Jupp, we're still dealing with the roof at the fire station. And he explained the way that Security Lipke Roofing does. It's a coverage, it's not a sealer, it's not a brush on type rubber roof. It's more of a
Membrane.
welded membrane
Correct.
that they put on a roof. And he was explaining to everybody on the board how that goes. So far, that estimate's come through at about 55,000 to cover the whole roof. We did table it, because we have, overhead solutions possibly coming at our next meeting. So we're looking somewhere 50-some thousand for roof covering of some sort. 50 plus. And in correspondence, Terry and Lori McNulty donated $500 to the Southern North Fire Department AED program. They want to keep the AEDs up to date and afloat. So we thank Lori and Terry. And the last thing I got is Teresa, I need my appointment. To the fire board from the town. My own office.
office,
Oath of
okay,
office.
yeah, I have that.
Do I need a copy of that for
Yeah.
turning in?
Yeah.
That's that's enough. Right?
All right, thank you for the update.
I read the solution piece of work for me, they were very good.
Ready?
Yeah.
Maplewood sanitary report, did anything,
We just have their updated minutes from their meeting. They had their budget meeting last week. I attended that. And their levy is 25,000, I think $70, their levy is. That was about it. I was the only one there in the committee, so no other concerns. They asked if we had any concerns. I said, that's not that. We talk about, and no concerns at this time.
as long as the water comes out of the tap, right? And other water goes out.
Steve, delinquent sewer and water for next year, so I have that, I'm gonna do a copy of that next year.
Okay, moving on, cemetery report?
The cemetery, we cleaned up those cemeteries, this fall was late, but we did get it done in November. Early part. We've had inquiry. For various, from various individuals. Put it that way. Who have their, family lots of there and, inquiring about what's our schedule? It's on our website and, that they now understand when we take things off and why. And when we clean up the cemetery in the fall and in the spring. So I handle a phone call to gentlemen's understanding about, it, but I just don't understand people, I guess, that's my. I had also had other inquiries from other people. This one came from, I don't remember where. Anyway, family is, in the cemetery in Forestville, and, they wanna know, how we take care of things, and can we, sell them a plot? I said, sure. I went back, checked the records, and it turns out that this is a individual family plot that is at St. Peter's Cemetery in Forestville, so it's under for the St. Peter's Church, Lutheran Church. So I directed them there, and they were glad to know that. They had trouble finding the gravesite up across from St. Mary's. Out there. No, so, other than that, it's ready for the winter. All of the plots, as many as we could locate, were marked. And so we're ready for winter type operations. There will be ceremony at the cemetery on the 11th of December. That leads across America. They have temporarily placed 7 or 9 or 10 or 11 stakes for these wreaths across America. It's a nationwide celebration on the 11th, and that will occur up here on the 11th. So I'll be in attendance for that.
Is it the 11th or the 14th?
The 11th,
Oh,
I believe.
double check, because I have something on the calendar for the 14th for them to come here after they're done placing the wreaths.
And 14th?
Yeah, and they're gonna have a hot cocoa and snacks.
14th is a Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have something.
yeah, just double check.
I didn't bring
Yeah.
that correspondence with me, but yes.
Yep.
It's the same organization.
Yep, yep,
Okay. Yeah, you did mention that to me.
Yeah.
But
just double check.
And if they're doing it on Sunday, makes sense.
so they're reserved for the hall?
Yep, Terry and McCarthy and his aunt is Joyce. So they both called to reserve it, so,
On 14th, that's on Sunday.
yep, like at 1:30 or 1.
Okay. Okay. So that's all that I have for the cemetery.
Okay. We'll move on to broadband update.
Well, as I stated earlier in the other meeting, the National Telecommunications Infrastructure Administration, whatever, has the recommendations from the Wisconsin Broadband Office authorizing or recommending the locations back to that map that I had shared with you a couple of months
That
ago.
was preliminary, it was our
It
understanding.
was the recommendation from the state broadband office. It cannot, the 3 entities, Brightspeed,
Right.
Bertram and Space, X or whoever it is. They cannot communicate anything as to how much, how many locations or anything else until they get approval from the national, the federal entity. Yeah,
But
NITA.
it is a done deal if you were in that map and that was the name of the communications company over your site, that's what you're getting.
That's what they're going to approve monies for.
So again, it is, it becomes a monopoly for each location per se, because that's the provider that you have access to, period.
That's the provider who's going to receive monies to put infrastructure in place.
Right, and so from a business standpoint, nobody else is going to come there and do it, so effectively, that's your choice,
Well,
we would say, I mean, and so if no one's gonna provide everybody, then I've got to start.
where the provider has been identified at those locations, and yours in particular is one in the center of the town, which is very sparsely populated. They granted Starlink with the right to provide that area.
They already have it right, I can buy Starlink tomorrow, wow.
So if it's through the broadband award to the federal government, there'll be special rates for the people within this broadband within our town where identified. Brightspeed has a certain amount of this town area, project units, and they will then be funded by whatever amount that is approved to put the fiber to the premise, as will Bertrand on the east side of the town.
But from a Starlink, where there's no infrastructure to put in that we know of. Well, I mean, it's coming, I'll get a little antenna that I put somewhere.
So what will they be providing?
Right.
Will they be providing the hardware for the premise?
They-
Instead of getting that, are paying Starlink for that? Will they be funded to say,
Or
if
reduction.
you really want that, you will then maybe get hardware or a special discounted rate, whatever. That monies that comes from the federal government goes to those three entities.
Right.
And then we'll have to sit and talk to them,
On how to
particularly on how are we going to allow any land-based access to our right of ways to the roads where fiber is.
Right.
The other piece of that is the recommendation, or at least suggestion had been made. Maybe what we were working in that broadband committee for years now.
Right.
And our goal was fiber to the premise. Do we then, we don't know until they finally make the award with the federal government. Do we then go and talk to say that they're a non-qualified provider? Because
It's not fiber.
it's not fiber. Would then we be
In a position that are.
in a position to talk to Bertrand and Brightspeed and say, will you pick up this area that was awarded to Starlink? And they may or may not agree, it's got to be fiber.
Well, it would be on their dime, so they probably won't agree. But,
And then they'll come back and say, town, do you want to put that fiber in?
you know, and ultimately, the customers, if they're hooked up, will pay that back, that's the way the game, you know, that's.
Well,
the
the
way the
whole
business-
town will pay it back,
Well, if it's on the town dime, but.
if it's on the town dime. Or will those two service providers who are putting in fiber be willing to,
Expand.
or would the broadband office or the national entity say, well, you had all of this work done predicated on putting in fiber, and now this was a non-qualified bidder. Because they're not putting fiber to the premise, they're putting in a satellite link that can be obscured by clouds, snow,
Yeah.
trees, whatever. I don't know, you guys have been running at the farm, and it runs good down there.
You
And
have to
I
start.
know others.
But in a storm, in
Seems to be fine.
like bad winter.
It's on top, it's just, I believe the antenna or whatever it is on top of the shop though.
And it's heated.
I don't know.
That, from my understanding, from everything I've been investigating, those are heated antennas, so they're domed.
Okay.
There's snow, ice, whatever. It slows off. Whether or not that's a viable replacement for a fiber, I don't know. We get fiber buried, and then what happens when they dig up somewhere, somebody digs it up? You know, 911 doesn't work.
And there's always problems.
There's always issues. We don't know, and that we won't know anything until that award is finalized. And I would think that that'll be the end of December. They'll probably do it between Christmas and New Year's, so that everybody's not paying any attention to what they're doing. And so in January, we'll be in a position to start talking about, okay, what does this really mean? Where do we go? What kind of a contract do we have to have? What do we have to do with our right-of-way access ordinance? those types of things will all start in January, as far as I can tell. And the construction, in the last word I heard, everybody is gonna have all kinds of stuff going on after that. It could be the end of the 27th.
By that time, the installation.
Yeah, but by the time you're installed into the ground and everybody's up and running and knows what they're gonna pay if they want it or not. The point is, it's gotta be to every premise. And we're underserved or not served, get the access. And then it's an individual present right or premise owner who then has to get rated. This is what you're going to get from your provider. And your provider is Bertrand, and your provider is Brightspeed, or your provider is Starlink, whatever. So we won't be able to do anything on that broadband. That's really, you can hang your hat on until after the first of the year. It's pure and simple. It's a tough one to deal with, quite frankly.
There's no answer.
The broadband office in the county, Jessica had, broadband coordinator, they've dissolved their broadband committee at the county level, and they are now continuing to fund her position through ARPA funding as not just, she was just trying to get all these things taken care of. Now her focus is going to be on implementation and training for individuals, people who are low income, people who don't have any computer understanding, so that they can get training and assistance through the county to understand how you use this, how you use something like telemedicine.
Well, but that's on the user end, we're still trying to figure out on the.
Right.
On the,
We will have to figure out getting it in, but their focus now, the county is now focusing on, okay, how do we educate? They use. And it's a valid.
it is, but it's gotta happen after the date.
After, well, we got our, once we know what we're doing, then they're gonna focus on that. But we may have people coming in for holding training sessions, right?
All right, how about HayGov and website update?
Go ahead, Michael.
We find new issues every week.
And
Well,
every day. There for a while, we had several days of fun.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, everything has been addressed. There are some areas of non-function at this point in time that we're dealing with. I can share that. Share these guys. No, this. Let's share this with you. Oh, okay, thanks. Now we're. This is what I'm doing. That's nice. Yeah, this is fine. You're sharing that. Where is it? Where is it? Well, that's nothing, I think. I'm gonna stop the share. Monica's the only one online. You know what I'm dealing with. I'm gonna share the screen only. As soon as I get it up.
I can see you.
Yeah, you can see me, but you don't see see the screen.
No, not yet.
I don't know if you can see that or not, maybe not. You probably cannot see this, Monica. It's the website that I'm just sharing, the screen itself. And we had the burn notice, notice that the burn ban is in effect. And that somehow or another fell through the cracks. I found out about it through the TV or the radio, and I called Rich. And he said, well, yeah, I sent everything out to downstairs. And I don't know what happened, but police did nothing about it. And I just said, well, I'll put it out based on what has been announced and all. Anyway, they're doing I talked to Lauren about hers, yeah, where's. And we got it up. Okay, it was a few days late.
I'll let you NRP doesn't have anybody,
Pardon?
see that today?
No, but I got a call on it.
You did?
Yeah.
I saw it when it started, I checked it out.
Anyway, there's two areas here that are still a little hokey. What you had asked about was the calendar of events. When you go to this, it shows you what's upcoming. But then it goes into the calendar view, and when you go into the calendar view, you can see, the information, and it tells you what about it. That's the thing that we were trying to improve. This calendar, would, show up under the homepage, and it would carry consistent information, both from the homepage as well as into the calendar view. That works.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, then, under the community page, we have reserving the town hall. Well, this town hall reservation, I did get this access to town services fixed, so it comes up saying you want to report issue, get a license, reserve, pay, whatever. That now is functioning. That was not functioning a week ago. And on this area, under the community town hall reservation calendar, it now shows the days that are blocked or the days that are available for people.
That's nice.
Right, so, if we went over here, there would say, here, this is available, and now you will book it, and it'll take you into the reservation system.
Mhm.
So that was another one that came up that was just, kind of goofy.
Can you click on one of the block days? Does that mean somebody took it for the whole day, like on the 18th or tomorrow? Or you can't click on it, so,
Oh, no, that's actually in the, Hagov.
Yeah.
Reservation page. So Teresa can get at that.
well, I'm getting that, so did somebody book it for the whole day, or can you book multiple times, multiple?
No, all we heard, this goes back a long way when we first got into this.
Somebody wants morning or afternoon or something, no?
Well, what about we have different venues?
We do that for Homemakers is in the afternoon and Legion is at night, so I have two dates, two bookings on one day.
Right.
But
Like
if somebody
somebody
wants to come in here and reserve,
I reserve it for the whole day.
hold it.
Okay, so it's just basically
Yeah.
one person can take
The
it.
27th is a full day. They have it reserved for things,
Right.
so.
But if it is somebody wants a morning and then an evening, how would they come up, how would they go about doing that?
That goes back to a question we've had for 3 years.
I don't know.
Do we want to have reservations? We have two reservation elements available. The town hall pavilion. We have a town hall that has a large hall meeting and a small meeting room. And they could be broken into times.
Times and.
Well, in each room, someone could be in here for like a lunch meeting or something, and someone wants the night, but, so we can,
Or-
no.
Or you've got a 4-H group or somebody in here.
And another,
And then never-
and or another,
Yeah.
same room twice a day, or two
Yeah.
rooms,
And so if somebody wants to
You could have
reserve
four
a
things in here.
small, large room,
morning or evening or both.
correct. So that would be segmenting it into times available.
Right.
And when we first talked about this, and at least I know you know, this was not, no, just make it one and don't make it any more complicated because people aren't going to use this, was what I was told.
Seems like it's being.
They use
But
it.
use a lot.
But now it's much easier than it was
Yeah,
before.
So if we can make a morning and a night,
Correct.
I
we
agree.
could book this room, this building 4 times a day. 2 in that room, 2 in this room.
Correct.
Because I do that, I manually add like makers 1 to 3.
And a pavilion twice a day.
You know?
Right, but the problem is if I look up here and I want the 24, it's booked.
Right, but it's
Yeah.
probably, someone might use it for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Well, but that's because it's only two
At night,
venues.
that's
Right.
great.
We
Like
could
at
have
2:30.
But my point is,
Twice a day.
You know,
right, you could say, you could call your time out for your booking, I want it
Well,
from 7 in the
If
morning
you
to
go
noon.
here and say, I want to reserve a venue,
6:30 to 9:30.
Is
you
it,
say, I want to reserve a venue, you click this.
right? Because you could
You
still.
say, I want to reserve a venue.
Click on the 24th.
Well, I can get at that
Yeah.
and you can get at that, Teresa, but we're the only two.
Yeah,
So this is what happens when you go to A reserve, if I can get in there. That's what should be, able to get in there, here you go, I got a pavilion and I got a town hall.
But it's $100 for that day and then you sign off and that day's cut off, right?
Right, here's what happens
And there's 2 rooms.
when she goes in here, here's what she sees.
I added that to block dates. So,
So she gets in here, but it's an entire block of a day,
Right.
this entire day.
So how
Is
do we
the
change?
only venue.
We could do at least 4 times a day, 2 in this room, 2 in that room, to make it available. Or
Well- 4 hours.
yeah, or we could make, just morning, afternoon, evening, you could do this 3 times, and they could book a morning and an afternoon, and then they'd have it for the daytime. Evening would still be open, so you
And
can
what
make,
that would bring,
you can go like 8 till
Well,
noon, till.
that's a matter that we'll have to look into, and how much do we have to go through to actually put that in place?
Yeah.
For
Might be worth it.
multiple time slots, multiple venues, because each one of these venues has a description that goes with it. So I can add a venue in here, but when I go to reserve it, it says here, then one of the things that comes up under this. Then we start setting up fields. We have to look at availability, we have to look at times, and we then also have to look at how we're gonna set and price those fields. So there's a number of things that we have to build into this thing and then put down this type of information. What are the rules? How are you dealing with this? And then how do you respond to that? They all have to be built
okay.
and it can be done. But when you go into the attributes of it. I can't, I don't want to get in here, because I'm gonna mess it up, I know it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But this is the kind of things that we run into, and you can put it together. I mean, it can be built. And we can build it and put it in here. So do we wanna have 2? Do we wanna have 3?
Makes sense, let's put this in the 2 venues, the small.
My recommendation here at this point in time is, that we. Let's see, the website.
Because it's being used enough and.
It's being used, and in fact, when I did just do that, what you saw in here. Our bookings, the town hall. Reservations. Well, where was it? I had that venue. Or I had. That's the reservation venue. Wanna go back? Yeah. On this one. So far, this was our income for since we started the websites.
Right, but that's just the one venue, this is all one venue, and it's just 1 per day, we could probably get. This room 2 to 3 times a day, that one 2 to 3 times a day available, people don't use it, it's, nothing lost.
Right.
You could book 2 slots if you wanted from 8 till, let's say 4, you could go 8 to noon.
But then
to
you have
4,
to have-
4 till
What are
8.
you gonna charge for each one of those slots?
But then they can buy 2, they can get 2 slots or all 3 or just 1, and they can get 2.
Right now,
3
it's
or 3 there.
$100 if you're a resident. Or
120.
no, 75 if you're a resident. One.
Under
Yeah, we
the
could,
resident.
I mean, we could look into that.
Yeah,
Potentially.
well, there's a cleanup fee.
Right.
You know,
$50.
there's various things that we can do in that agreement.
Right, we should look into that.
The other area here, that chart that has a bit of an issue, is this. Here,
Oh,
this is our zoning commission,
yeah. I have a message out to Monica about zoning
and we had, Monica was the chair,
and
and
Jan.
Joanne was the secretary.
Yeah.
And I believe Jan was added
Jan was added, yep.
Yeah.
as a committee member.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't think Joanne's on anymore.
I don't know that Joanne's,
No, I don't
No.
think Joanne is. I think she came off.
Yeah,
but that's, I never got any information on that, so I don't know.
So Jan was added last year.
mhm.
It'll be in the minutes somewhere.
Yeah, but so we gotta validate this and somehow or another.
Is Monica on the line?
I
No,
am, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes,
Monica,
I'm still
remember we
here.
sent you a email about this? We just need to know for sure. It's you and Jan on this committee? Is there anybody else?
I
Um,
believe,
I thought that Joanne still was, but I haven't spoken to her since I got the email.
Okay.
And then you told me, and you reiterated the fact that Jan Gillett was going to be on, which I thought was true. So, and Jason was also on the list. I don't know if
Yeah.
Jason wanted to stay on. Jason Claw.
Yeah, what about Norma Eaker?
Norma
She's-
does not. No, she did
No?
not want to.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Well,
we could ask her for, for sure, but that was the last conversation, which probably was more than a year ago that I had with her.
right,
I think you are on for sure.
well, this needs to be cleaned up and validated and get that information up there.
Okay,
The ordinances and resolutions, this page, is incredible, the way it now works. This was the one where, this we just dealt ordinance to designate as Class B highway. However, we had one last year, and this is how it has now, you could still look at the old version, but it's added here,
Years replaced.
replaced by the new version. That's here. If you click here, you're gonna go to the same place as that. If you click here, you're going to the old one. So every time you're looking for stuff, this was broken into two pieces. This is the ordinance on the utility service fees, but this is the exhibit that breaks it apart.
yeah, this is really nice. It's easy to read.
It's easy to work with.
Yes.
And you can go back, if you know what you're looking for, you can go in here and search up here. There's a search capability, so you can search by ordinance, that type of thing.
It's a work in progress, but it's coming along, you know, you think,
Oh,
I mean,
it's been a real challenge, shall we say.
Yeah.
The other one that Teresa, you and I had talked about this one, when we look at the election information, this page had a whole lot of detail on that we would create. Well, this takes us to a voter qualification page, and this does all the things that we always tried to keep up. This is the state page.
Yeah.
They maintain this, and we just go to it.
Yeah.
And so that was a big help. That made life a whole lot easier when we were dealing with our website.
Cause this is nice. You can register to vote, you can
Yep,
upload your photo ID and
you can do everything here.
it goes right to the county, so they.
Find
can
your
add
polling
right to our
place,
list.
You know, what's on the ballot,
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing. So this was a big help.
Mhm.
And we cleaned that up when we did this update. So as I said earlier, you know, when we were going into this process, there's a whale of a lot of stuff here that yet isn't complete. And there's some things that are kind of hokey. This little thing that my daughter put together, actually. You know, this has all these various photographs, and she just said, you know, she did this. And people can just go out and look at that. Well, when they did that, this is what they ended up with that last one. They ended up taking one of her pictures and threw it up here. It's updated. You know,
Right, Jan?
it just,
Right, Tina?
Yeah,
The picture's all dated, it's 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's out of date already, they put up another bin. Can't keep up with that. There was another one that, about us, or was it,
Oh, the zoning, you updated
the
to,
zoning is the one we gotta deal with,
yeah.
but,
What is-
where is it? I do not have the, smart 911. We used to have the logo, what I'd like to do is put it on, down here. And, or maybe our picture and then maybe over here, I don't know, I still have to work with them on those details. There's a lot of pieces of this that yet aren't fully, implemented. But there, 90% of it is there. I was trying to find the,
Go back to departments,
pardon?
go there.
The cemetery, garbage recycling, sanitary district,
Yeah.
list of officials, you know, and I believe we've gotten the email issue straightened out, Lauren.
I believe so. I haven't seen anything come Jason last 2 weeks.
Well, did you get the notice on this agenda? Was posted? That should have shown up.
Scroll down just a moment, and just double check.
Pardon?
Just scroll down a little bit, I just want to check my phone.
It just says two supervisor, one,
Yeah. That's you.
yeah,
So who's it say? Doesn't have a name?
It looks
and
good.
the updated one from Teresa came. Updated for the special meeting came to me as supervisor one.
Well, that should be good.
I think most of that is working the way it should. Oh, here's this thing. Visual tour, on the front page. Take a visual tour of our town. I've been trying to get this to work. It doesn't. Well, great, we got a single picture.
She looks more.
Hi. Oh,
I think I've seen it in those ways.
It's working. It's in the right of,
On that sheet.
it's in the easement.
Oh, there's the arrow. You got, it looks like your left arrow, and you might have two.
ah,
We see.
now.
It looks like you only got the left arrow.
Yeah.
There was, yeah. No, that isn't very,
No.
I only left them.
This has been a challenge,
Master.
but it's coming. We're trying to get this one cleaned up. But there's so many little things, it's really kinda difficult.
Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day either. Alright?
No. True enough. But anyway, we're trying to take care of it and get it fully functional. And as we step forward, there's obviously still more work to do. So, I know it's long-winded, I'm sorry.
No, thank you for doing it.
Yes, but there's a whole ton of stuff. It's a work in progress. It will continue to be a work in progress as far as I. The way it's going.
Okay, moving on to item number 14, correspondence. Do you have any
I
correspondence?
just got a second notice of non-compliance, which we know we're gonna be getting.
It's in my
Stuff
That's one, so, and we're having to leave that next year. so.
Okay, so I have a handful of stuff here. Since you brought the non-compliance, so I did give Miles a call and said, you know, you're expecting to have our appraiser stuff taken care of this year. And he's like, well, then what you need to do is sign the contract. Well, this is not a contract. I'm not really used to this. This is, you're giving me a price,
That's a
it's
rate sheet.
it's just really not a contract. So I guess if this is what he's thinking, he wants me to sign this and circle which one we want, then so be it. To move forward, then that's how I will get the ball rolling.
Okay.
But, you know, we were in that, exterior reevaluation. ballpark, maintenance was 11,000, exterior valuation of 60. Mailings 2,800, so they're in that 74, 300 range, plus or minus is what those numbers came out to be. And that's what we're basically looking to do, I believe, correct? As a board, we're gonna go with the exterior evaluation instead of paying more money. Yeah,
Check out everything inside.
right, or else it's way more than
I'm
that.
sure.
So I think we wanna just get
But that
compliant.
exterior appraisal does fit the bill, I mean, it.
100%, yes. So you can see what he's sending.
Right, well, we talked about that
Yeah.
when he came, but the exterior appraisal only would satisfy the non-compliance. Cause it's still a
Correct.
reappraisal,
Yes.
it doesn't have to be.
No, you can pick however your township wants to do it.
Right,
The state doesn't care. They just
Okay.
want you to get compliant.
right, so what we talked about before, we'll take care of the non.
Yes, so you guys are all in agreement,
So
so
if we felt that Joe across the street had his basement redone inside, it'd be more valuable to us to have an inside,
yeah,
but it had to be multiple.
Well, and it's all enough, it's every, I know, so, and that's just the cost.
So we're just going outside.
The cost was all.
right. They're gonna do the outside examination, and as Miles had said when we were here for the. Taxes or whatever, they got a lot of stuff they'll have to visit. And do a site val on all of them and.
Which for me,
But the timeline on this, these numbers, this is a percentage. There's not even that percentage.
they don't want.
Yeah.
Valuations are gonna go
Oh, yeah,
quite a bit.
the valuation is gonna go
Yeah.
up probably 50%.
Yeah, at least,
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of pressure.
yeah. I mean, regardless either way, but I mean, unfortunately, it's been put off so long that the pain hurts more, but,
Yeah,
but I mean, so, but we gotta get that done.
so then I am gonna move forward. I'm assuming, this is what we all wanna do, correct?
If that's what we looked at before, yes.
That is 100% what we looked at before. Okay, that one being done. I don't think we need to vote on that. I mean, it's. We're basically being state ordered to do it. Next is they're gonna do it. Right? Correct. We're gonna hire.
That in.
Right, but the whole problem is in order for us to move forward, right, this is not a contract, even though he thinks this is. That's fine,
That's a
we'll
motion.
sign it, correct. And if this is what it takes him to move forward, well then, let's move forward. All right, the next thing, because the next item is roads and stuff, and there's still correspondence to go through, but a town resolution. Which I had handed to each of you. For. The board being in favor of improving. And applying for the grant. For. Mill Road from H to J. And Old Elm from 42 to the dead end. Okay, that's what this is. So Skylar is, which is the engineering firm, is asking that we. As a board, do a resolution, so that's what resolution number 2025-04 is, that we are in favor as a board to do this. There,
And just last month, earlier this month, you created them as a class B highway.
correct,
And now this is
correct, because what this is for is this is the meeting the requirements. To apply. For the funding,
That 90% grant.
correct, the 90% grant, that's what this is for.
okay.
So we gotta go through the step process, and
Yes.
if we don't get the grants, well. Then we don't,
Class B comes off.
we're not doing really anything, because we don't have. That kind of money.
But it's hard to pass up 90%.
Absolutely, so we are gonna do everything we can do to get,
It's free money.
correct. Correct, so this I would need, look at the resolution, Larry, would you like one? Okay. And then I would need a motion to accept it, and then, according to all the other resolutions, we're gonna put the yays and the nays, who's in favor, and then Teresa and I will sign it, and I will send it to Skylar. To add to the packet.
Would this be for next year if this goes through? Would this come in next year's road?
When they apply for it, then you get the monies, that usually.
Right, would it,
Correct.
2 years.
You got 2 years to deal with it, so it'd be just like, it's the exact
Like
same
that.
thing with Idlewild, yeah, where they couldn't get it done because of the DNR and whatever else, so
So
therefore.
it could be next year or the following year?
year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Well, I move then to accept the resolution 2025-04. As a,
I believe it's about the resolution,
I think I said accept.
set about.
all right, I have a motion from David to adopt the resolution number 2025-04 and a second by Lauren, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Okay, so Teresa, you wanna do yours and then we will.
If
you and I will
if
sign
you
it.
sign the one, I'll get that one up in the resolution.
Well, then what we'll do is we will sign,
That just means the two of you.
No,
yes, because what we did is we went back and looked at the other ones.
Yeah.
But it needed your votes, right? How many approved and how many were against?
really,
Right.
Doesn't mean. For that big for that big project, since.
Okay, and then you want this one to go to Larry, you come back to you.
But you want it, Larry?
yeah, I'll just get it.
Did you fill the 3-0? Did you fill the 3-0 in?
Yes, she filled it in, so she'll have to fill this one in. You
Yeah.
want them all signed or not?
Oh, I just, I mean, I
You're
just,
good.
I just,
Yep, you're fine. All right. The other part of that project or request is that I do a letter for the scope of the work, the need for the work, the request for the funds, and why we think it's important. So that is here as well. To go to Skylar. Okay, right, Skylar, because the engineering firm has to send the thing in.
Correct.
So we're spending $1,500 to see if we can get this money regardless, and if not, it's $1,500 and some time and energy spent. Hey, if we get it,
Yeah, if you get it, you
it's
get it.
well.
Well,
Okay. Two more things here, correspondence. The Friends of the Amity Trail. Have donated $1,000 to the park fund. Okay, so they'll send a check and that'll come whenever. They still got some, they wanted to know, is it Bremer Park, is it Forestville Park, what, how we wanted it, whatever. And then they wanted to put a sign up there that there's access to the park from the trail. It should be fine to do that. The other one is, she's received a grant, well, confirmed. Aaron, yeah, yeah. These are emails from Aaron.
okay,
We are going to receive $3,500 for the park. This one here, they didn't really want us to say where it was coming from, but this is our board meeting here, is the Packers. The Pack Fund. I know she wants to still apply for another big grant, but they want to wait to get a few more of these types of things in there. There's a couple more that are on the table, so we'll see how those all play out as well. That is pretty much what I had for correspondence as far as I could remember at this point in time. Road work, right away, Larry is right, we're gonna table this, but then as we get toward January area here, we're gonna pound on that, kind of look at what the county has, and we're gonna adopt something here.
I think I provided you with
Yeah.
that, a whole packet of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what you get to start from.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Idlewild Road, we already know that's not until next year. Center line or Center Road from North Carnet to County S is done and complete. I gotta wait whenever one more month's bills come in for the county, right? If that's still part of the billing cycle. And then can apply. I gotta give Thad the cancel check, copy receipt or whatever. And then he'll apply for the $18,000. He's like, I would wait another month just to make sure, but. Whatever. And again, to prove that it was paid for, right? But I guess we've never been delinquent on our stuff, so it's only 18,000, don't get me wrong, 18 is 18, but it's only $18,000, so to me, we're still on the hook for all of it anyway, other than that.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for his month's bills this time. We'll pay them next month, right? You can give me the copy check and get over here and we'll move on with that.
That's all that's left.
Yeah, and the other ones, I have not heard anything on the other two. Grant or monies we're looking for, right? One would be the county's money, the other would be the state funds, and again, you won't hear anything on the state thing till March, April-ish. If the county awards us anything, that we might hear sooner, but I did have a call in the Fed, but I didn't get a call back. But I think they were looking at some of that possibly this last week. So that's all I got on that. Payment and bills. Or payment of bills, sorry. So we looked at all the bills, right? You guys all looked at
The
them.
visa is in there, it does show that the visa was paid,
Okay.
for its payment,
And then we want to transfer that other 500
yeah.
and approve the payment of those two bills that are outstanding yet.
Well, they're in there,
Yeah, so we're paying check number 17303 to 17318.
yeah,
Okay,
so she did it in between me doing my,
sure, we'll do it with those numbers. right?
yes, yeah.
Yep.
So I'll need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll move.
1 second.
All right, I got a motion from Lauren, to approve paying of the bills from the numbers that Teresa had said, what were they, again, Teresa?
17303 to 17318.
And I got a second from David, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Discussion and items intended for future meetings, does anybody have anything?
We had something about zoning committee, but we kind of discussed that tonight, so I don't think we need that on our agenda. It's just, we think it's
Just get it
not on
updated.
Jan and
Yep,
that's,
Just
yeah,
get it up there and get the information.
so that's all what I had.
And the
Anybody have
website.
anything else for the meeting that we did?
Christmas party?
Do you wanna take any of these roads off? You wanna keep all that, ABC, keep them all on?
Oh,
so which one?
Say
The
that.
roads?
Well, C can go away,
Okay.
and I mean, really, is it,
Idolize kind of.
just beat the dead horse.
Yeah,
yeah, you could almost take it off until it starts.
okay, take B and C.
Or B and C, right?
You can see it behind you.
No matter what, it's a done deal, it's just a question. It commenced.
Correct.
Now, that's a small,
Right, and our piece of it's not,
yeah,
and it's
it's a big project, but it's a small piece.
for us.
And then our next meeting is gonna be December 15th. Yeah, me too right now.
Yep. East.
The third Monday,
Yeah,
December 1st must be pretty close to. On Monday. Yeah, on Monday.
all right. Looking for an adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion from David to adjourn, second from Lauren, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
8:33.